You know, I've never been someone who believed I could truly make something out of my life. Being free, traveling around the world, feeling content, and having a positive influence on others. All these things I thought were meant for someone else. For gifted and special people, but not for me. I always considered myself just a regular person. At the age of 18, I was living in a small village in Austria. I was incredibly shy, felt lost, and my mind was clouded with negativity. I lacked a sense of purpose and felt little excitement about the direction my life was taking. It was just good enough. Working in a bank only deepened my doubts. I often wondered if this was all there was to life. Day in and day out, I would wake up feeling unmotivated, exhausted, and trapped in negativity. Until I fell asleep with the only real anticipation being that one annual vacation where I would think about work and all the things that weren't going well. And then I would return to my job only for the same cycle to repeat itself over and over again until I die. It felt like time was slipping away. And deep down, I knew the best part of life should be now. I should be excited, enjoying each and every moment, but instead I always had this sense of missing out. Looking around at my colleagues, I noticed the same lack of fulfillment. They seemed unhappy and some of them even looked like they were dying inside. I knew I didn't want to become one of them. I wanted to be true to myself and pursue my passions, but it seemed so far-fetched, almost impossible. Despite all my doubts, I made a promise to myself. I had to make it work. I had to either succeed or die trying. That's when I made the decision to work on myself, to overcome my shyness and of course negativity, and at least choose a career that would bring me some sort of fulfillment. By a stroke of luck, I found myself in Vienna, where I started attending self-development seminars and connected with like-minded people who would later become my best friends. As I worked tirelessly on myself, fighting my shyness and negative mindset, a transformation began to take place. People started noticing a change in me. And a few months later, I was given an opportunity to prove to myself just how far I had come. I gave my first ever seminar in front of 30 people sharing my story, never realizing that this one speech would change the course of my life forever. After my seminar, a man approached me and his eyes were filled with inspiration. He told me that my story had touched him deeply before he asked me if I could become his coach. At this moment of time, for the first time in my life, I felt a surge of purpose and newfound belief that I could make a difference in this world. I said yes and took him on as my very first client. With zero prior coaching experience, I was grateful to find the right mentors who taught me everything I needed to know to ensure my clients achieved the results they desired. I absorbed every bit of knowledge they shared with me, and it felt like my brain was being rewired. For the first time in my life, there was a glimmer of possibility. There was no confusion or feeling lost. There was a sense that maybe, just maybe, someone like me could indeed achieve the dreams. During this period, I recognized the power of reaching a wider audience and started to create my first ever YouTube videos. I was craving for freedom and the opportunity to make a positive impact on the world. So I made the decision to become a full-time coach and I quit my job. Although my decision was initially met with resistance from my mom, I will always be grateful that she understood how much this meant to me and how much I wanted to make my dream come true. Fast forward 1 to 2 years and the puzzle pieces starting falling into place. I was coaching people around the world, helping them to improve their dating lives. I was making more money than in my shitty bank job and had great mentors. And for the first time in my life, I had the feeling that I was walking on the right path. One day, I got invited to dinner by one of my mentors who opened my eyes to a crucial realization. All my clients at the core dealt with a common underlying issue. While I'd been focused on improving my clients' dating lives, which is amazing and had a huge impact on my own life and the lives of my clients, I recognized that if I genuinely want to make a lasting impact, I needed to dive even deeper, addressing the root cause of the challenges rather than treating only the symptoms. This realization fueled a shift inside of me. I started to focus on a different topic that could potentially change people's lives forever, their mindset and psychology. From that moment on forward, I fully focused on uncovering the true issues people faced, which attracted very successful entrepreneurs and professionals to my coaching. After one of my lectures, someone with an extraordinary presence approached me. We instantly clicked, and he, along with his flatmate, invited me to dinner. Little did I know, this seemingly ordinary dinner would change the course of my journey once again. At the end of the dinner, they revealed to me that they are professional poker players and offered to teach me a little bit about the game. Of course, I got curious and accepted the offer, and instantly got hooked by the strategic and psychological elements of poker, because it was drawing remarkable similarities to the role of dating and entrepreneurship. My poker skills improved steadily, and with the support of Ben and other players I met through him, I quickly moved up in stakes. Poker became my second passion after psychology and coaching, of course. But with only 24 hours in a day, I really struggled to play poker and coach entrepreneurs at the same time. With me slowly burning out, I knew I had to make a decision. I needed to let go of one of my passions, even though it didn't feel really right. Seeking guidance from one of my mentors and friends, I found the very last piece of the puzzle. Instead of choosing between my passions, I decided to combine them into one and teach poker players everything they need to know to unleash their full potential both on and off the poker tables. This decision felt absolutely unbelievable, because here I was, still in my 20s, and all the pieces of the puzzle were there, finally coming together. Looking back at where I started, at that distant dream I once had, everything felt in place. I'm not gifted, and of course, I'm not extraordinarily smart. I'm just a regular guy who follows his passions and has always had great mentors by his side. Sometimes people ask me, how did you do it, Karim? We see you traveling around the world, being extremely disciplined and dedicated, and you always seem to be happy. How did you make it happen? Well, it was an overnight success. I'm gradually shifted from coaching people on the dating lives to coaching them on replicating my own journey of the past 12 years, so they can also be free, motivated, and wake up every single day with a smile. Now here I am, living my dream. I travel, I help people, and wake up content and excited every day, able to create incredible memories with the people I love the most. I can also give back to my mom now, who has been such a good-hearted influence my whole life. I will never forget how many times she picked me up when things didn't go well, or how many times she motivated me when I felt like giving up. When my parents got divorced, she raised me all by herself and worked herself to the bone every single day. When I was younger, I didn't realize that, but in retrospective, this was the biggest gift I ever got. The truly best part is that I'm able to be a cornerstone for her now and give back to all the people who have supported me along the way. I can also give back to my mentors because I'm not taking any of this for granted. When I look back at the life I'm able to live now, where there was confusion and a feeling of being lost in the past, there's now a strong sense of purpose, contentment, happiness, and pride in what I've built. I believe in myself and my clients. Ultimately, when people ask me why I'm doing what I'm doing, it's because I want to show them that everything in life is possible. I want to demonstrate that they can achieve everything they want in life too. That life doesn't need to be a compromise. Life can be lived on your own terms. And not only will you be able to learn to be responsible for yourself once you've made it, but you can also be responsible for others and give back. So, there is a light at the end of the tunnel. You can absolutely make it happen, and you can absolutely make your dreams come true.